What is the deal with diminished chords? I sat down in front of my music teacher and I learned about chords in a key, just like most people do.
You take the notes of the major scale, you stack these notes up in thirds, which gives you all of the diatonic chords within the key. Does this make sense? Yeah?
I didn't really understand this, so I just remembered the order of the chords, as this seemed like the most useful information. The order of the chords in a key is always the same. It's major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. If you remember this, and you know the notes in the key, then you know the chords.
So in the key of C, we have these notes, and that's going to give us these chords. So this week, I want you to go away and I want you to play around with these chords, and I want you to come up with some chord progressions, just have some fun playing around with them.
This is usually followed by...
Don't worry about the diminished chord. It's really not used that often.
This is true, but it's not because we don't want to or we shouldn't use the diminished chord. The diminished chord has a particular function that needs to be explained on its own, so we should really come back to it later, but it often gets left out. I neglected the diminished chord for a long time, and I think it was because I was having so much fun with the other 6 chords in the key. But eventually, I asked the question.
Okay, what is a diminished chord?
I remember asking my guitar teacher this while sat in his living room one day with his 4 German Shepherds, 2 collies and 2 cats sat next to me, and he walked me through the topic of triads. This is the foundation of what we need to know.
A triad is a group of 3 notes that are stacked in third intervals. Now when we stack these thirds, we get 4 chord types, that's it. We have a root, a major third interval, and a perfect 5th interval. This gives us a major chord. We have a root, a minor third, and a perfect 5th. This gives us a minor chord. We have a root, a major third, and a sharp 5. This is going to be an augmented chord because we're augmenting the 5th, we're sharpening it, we're making it larger. And the last one is a root, a minor third, and a flat 5. This gives us a diminished chord.
I distinctly remember feeling very confused by this, but this is really important.
The diminished chord is the only one of these chords that has a flattened 5th. You see, we're taking the 5th and we're making it smaller, we're diminishing it.
The flattened 5th makes it a very different chord from the other chords that are in a key. The diminished chord has quite a distinctive sound. It's quite dark, quite tense, unstable or unsettled. It has quite an unresolved sound. The diminished chord is the 7th chord in a key. Now the diminished chord behaves quite a lot like a 5 chord, which is the dominant chord in a key, because this chord also wants to pull you to somewhere else. The 5 chord feels like it's pulling you towards the 1 chord. Now this is a strong resolution because there are leading tones. So when you look at the notes that are in the 1 chord and the notes that are in the 5 chord, you see that there are notes that are just a semitone away from each other. These are the leading tones. This is why there feels like there is such a strong pull towards this chord. And the diminished chord, built from the 7th degree of the scale, also has leading tones resolving you to this 1 chord. This 7th chord also has leading tones that lead you really nicely to the 6th chord.
So when people talk about diminished chords, they just basically mean a minor chord with a flattened 5th. Not really. When people refer to a diminished chord, they don't usually mean a diminished triad.
If we take the triads and stack another third on top, we get more chords that are in the key. These are the 7th chords. They're called 7th chords because the new note that we're adding to each chord is going to be some form of a 7th interval away from the root note of each chord. When we add this new third interval on top of a diminished triad, we will be adding a minor 7th interval, which turns this diminished triad into a minor 7 flat 5 chord. This minor 7 flat 5 can also be referred to as a half diminished chord. Confusing names, I know. This is a great chord that again will lead you to the 1 chord and the 6 chords really nicely in the same way that the triad did. This is the first stage of understanding diminished chords. They are pulling you and leading you somewhere else. Going from this 7th diminished chord to the 1 chord and the 6 chords does sound really good.
Okay, so I do think I get this, but I don't think that it's a sound that I would be particularly drawn to using.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Okay, well, we said that this diminished chord acts a lot like a 5 chord, like the dominant chord. But why not just use the dominant chord? I mean, I prefer the sound of that anyway.
I completely agree.
So does this mean that there's other ways that we can use it?
If we take the minor 7th note from the minor 7 flat 5 chord and we lower it by another semitone, which we can call a double flat 7, this is now what we call a diminished 7th chord. This note added isn't from the key, but this doesn't matter. Venturing out of the key is where I think these chords start sounding more interesting. This diminished 7th chord is the chord that people will often be thinking of when they are referring to a diminished chord. The diminished 7th chord is made up of notes that are all a minor third interval away from each other. Now, because of this, if you play a diminished 7th chord shape and then play the same exact chord shape just 3 frets higher or lower, you'll be playing the exact same notes but in a different order, and you can repeat this all the way up and down the fretboard. This is a really cool sound and it's very useful for making your way around the neck.
So how do we use this diminished 7th chord? The blues. Now, the blues is a bit of a beast of its own, so the fact that we're going to be playing notes that are not from the key is nothing unusual.
In the 5th bar of a blues, we normally change to the 4 chord for 2 bars, but we're going to change this. We're still going to go to the 4 chord for bar number 5, but we're going to use a diminished chord in bar 6, and we're going to use the sharp 4 diminished chord in bar 6. Now this is actually really simple, as we're essentially just going to be playing the 4 chord, but we're going to raise the root of this 4 chord up by a semitone. Now this is going to then lead us back to the 1 chord, and it sounds really satisfying. As soon as I learned this, it was like someone switched on the light switch to diminished chords. They don't need to stay diatonic. They are really cool to use as an addition to a key. I was so used to playing diatonic that this was a completely new sound. I started to explore new places that I could use them to resolve to other chords. A good place to try diminished chords is to take a diminished chord and place it in between any whole tone step of a major key. Now, when used like this, we can add a lot of movement to chord progressions using these chromatic notes. So I'll give you an example, I'll show you what I mean. So let's try using a diminished chord in between the whole step from a C major to a D minor chord. And also let's try putting one between the whole step between a D minor to an E minor chord. This now means that we can add a lot more movement in between chords in a chord progression, but we can still go a little bit jazzier than this. We can use diminished chords starting from diatonic notes as well, not just in these whole tone gaps. The minor 7 flat 5 chord, or the half diminished chord, is commonly used as a replacement for the 3 chord in a major key. This half diminished chord can also be used as a replacement for the minor 2 chord in both major and minor keys, but usually before going to a 5 chord. If I would have learned all of this at the same time as learning about keys and chords in keys, I wouldn't have taken any of it in. It's just too much information. I wasn't ready to learn it at that time, but I'm really glad that I came back to this topic. I mean, I used to think the diminished chords just sounded a little bit weird and maybe even a little bit pointless. But this chord that I neglected for so long is probably more interesting than any of the other chords in the key. If you like this video, I think you'll really enjoy this video about a more commonly used but little understood chord type. See you next time, guys.